the Hottest Street Boys.
Like and subscribe. Got a big episode today.
Huge episode.
There's a family-friendly episode.
Family friendly?
Well, I mean, all of our episodes are pretty much family-friendly.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's true.
But yeah, we have Tim Weyenberg.
Tim. How do you say his last name?
Weyenberg.
Weyenberg.
Yeah, it's a good name. It's a strong name. He's the Buddha.
He's the Buddha.
LSU Buddha.
The LSU Buddha.
Massive J Druda with the Buddha.
With the Buddha.
That's going to be legit. We're going to learn about Alfa Insurance. You know, he's like the big dog at Alfa. Like all-region, all-star seller. And also, I'm kind of embarrassed. I'm 34, and I still don't really know what insurance means.
Well, we're going to find out.
But I totally have it.
I keep wondering, what's the strangest thing you can insure these days?
Yeah, your feet.
Yeah. Can I insure my toes?
Yeah. Is web toes an issue? Do you get a break on your premium?
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
I'm curious.
Yeah. So it's going to be a fun episode. So stay tuned. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. It costs nothing. So share the video and press that like button. Thanks, Greg Prine, for clicking the like button and then also letting us know in the comments that you clicked said like button. That's absolutely golden. Actually.
Yeah. And if you want to support us on Patreon. We always love that. Get a Patreon. Support the Hardy Street Boys.
And shout out, some people actually have recently, so it's like subscription, $3 a month or $5 a month. We put the show on just by ourselves. It's very much the MacGyver of podcasts. We do it with a popsicle stick and 2 used pieces of chewing gum. So it still works every week, though. So we appreciate you.
And my jaw hurts from chewing all that gum.
You got TMJ from the show. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Check out our store as well, thehardystreetboys.com. Book Massive J, DJ Massive J, Massive DJ JJ. He's available. He's fun, and he's affordable. So hit him up. You can hit up the show, or you can hit up Jamie.
I'm available.
And if you want to advertise on the show, feel free to reach out. No one else is advertising like this, okay? Your friends. This is the best way to tell them that you're cool and hip, but also care about your business. So give us a shout. Without further ado, we got Tim Weyenberg, a.k.a. the Buddha, the big dog of Alfa Insurance, after this.
Let's go.
It's November 1st, which means it's the start of MOvember. Apparently that's a play on words with mustache and November. It's a bit of a stretch if you ask me. But the point of it is I'm going to grow a mustache for the entire month to raise awareness for men's mental health. Mustaches are kind of pointless. I mean, no offense. Me personally, I've suffered from depression, poor mental health, been in the deepest, darkest places you can go, and I'm so thankful I made it on the other side of that because life is amazing right now. However, those you think are crushing it, doing super well, those are the ones you got to check on. Make sure they're doing okay because there's really no reason to lose a friend because you're out of touch or you're busy or whatever. So let's try and check on our friends this month. If you want to grow a mustache with me, sure, that's great. You want to not shave something? It's always up to you. It doesn't really matter what month it is, to be honest. Click the link in my bio for resources to help you. There's the National Suicide Hotline. There's local resources. If you need help, you have to get help. You can be down, you can be depressed, you can be destitute, but you don't get to quit. We're not doing that. So check on your friends, check on your strong friends. Let's stay in touch. Grow a mustache if you feel like it, but let's make sure we take care of each other and take care of ourselves and our own mental health.
He's rocking everywhere. Buddha, 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 rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Buddha, 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 rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere.
He's about to talk about insurance, y'all. Talk about insurance. Alfa Insurance, yeah. Tim Weyenberg.
Tip. Buddha, 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 rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Yeah.
Nice. Thanks, Massive.
Thank you.
All right, so we're here with Tim Weyenberg of Alfa Insurance.
Rocking everywhere.
No, that was great, Jamie. So we're here with Tim Weyenberg of Alfa.
Rocking everywhere.
We've done this before. Here with Tim Weyenberg, the Buddha of Alfa Insurance, the #1 selling agent in all of Mississippi last year. How are you today, Tim?
Wonderful.
Man, we're so happy to have you here.
Glad to be here, brother.
Yeah, so tell us, let's get right into it, because I'm terrible at small talk. Alfa Insurance. Jamie, he has very interesting feet. He has web toes. Can you insure them?
I believe everything can be insured.
Are you sure about that?
The cheese may cause it to be a little bit higher of a premium, but it can be done.
Yeah. Foot cheese is definitely an occupational hazard.
Love it.
Okay, so Alfa Insurance, you must be buzzing that you're the #1 agent in the state. Like, how do you get to that?
Buzzing and blessed. But, the golden rule. Treat others like you want to be treated. Do the job, wake up in the morning, do what you got to do, and do it right.
Yeah.
Sleep at night, do it the right way.
Yeah. So what does that entail? Like, what's your day-to-day mostly? Because I get you're in sales, but it's also like with insurance, you're dealing with businesses, you're dealing with people's like livelihood, but also their lives. It's like kind of you sell life insurance, so very literally dealing with people's lives. What's your day-to-day look like?
Wake up early, couple cups of coffee, little news.
Yeah.
Start off early for daylight, leave, put out fires most of the day.
Yeah.
But like you said, life insurance, to deliver a life insurance check to a grieving wife, grieving husband, and you give them $250,000, those tears dry up, and it changes their entire life. And that makes it worthwhile.
Well, I imagine too, like you get calls when things are tough.
Oh, fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. Tornado went through Pedal. I mean, we're there helping people move.
Yeah.
We have an entire crew that comes in, and that's what it's about. Is just they all have my cell phone. Midnight, your house is burned. We're going to take care of you. And it is what it is.
Yeah, that's wild to me. That's. I feel like you see people kind of at their worst and
At
their
the
best.
worst. At the worst, you see their daughters, their sons getting married. At the greatest, and they come to you, and you grow up being 18 years with Alpha. You watch your entire family grow. When they're, you see them born, and now they're going out and getting married, getting in their own vehicles and coming back. So it's great. It's just a big family, and just go with it.
What do you like about working with Alpha?
I like the fact that I have a little bit of control over. Our adjusters are not 50 states away. They're not in Washington. They're not in New York. They're here local in Hattiesburg. I know their names. I have their cell phone numbers. They're quickly there. It's just it's all local. It's more family oriented than doing stuff online. Hey, send me pictures No, you send me pictures and I take care of it. You sit back and don't worry.
Yeah. So you've been with Alpha for 18 years. How long have you been in Hattiesburg?
We moved up after Katrina. So 15.
Yeah.
Right in that
15,
area.
16 years?
15, 16 years.
Yeah. Okay. So where were you before Katrina?
I'm originally from New Orleans, but I left from Poplarville and moved up to Hattiesburg.
Okay. Where in New Orleans?
Algiers.
Algiers. Okay. All right. Yeah. I got family in Metairie. That doesn't really count.
That doesn't count.
Yeah. So that's all.
West Bank, Best Bank.
That's a whole thing.
West Bank, Best Bank.
So you're from New Orleans, so you're a Saints fan?
I am. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. That's the correct answer.
Absolutely.
I tell people that all the time, even if you're not from New Orleans.
You gotta be a Saints
You
fan.
live here.
You got to be a Saints fan.
And people also, in 2009, I don't look like a typical football fan. I got a lot of flack. I have video footage of me at
But you look like a Falcons fan.
Yeah, well, okay, that's shots fired. I have video footage of myself at 5 with the Cajun Cannon Bobby Hebert full uniform on. So
Love it.
I got the footage, man.
Love it,
It's
brother.
on a VHS tape.
Amazing.
But so what's it like being in, New Orleans? Like you definitely have this warm New Orleans energy. What's it like being in Hattiesburg? What do you like about Hattiesburg? And then in the type of business you're in, where it's a people business, what do you like about the kind of work you get to do in the community that you're in?
And being in Hattiesburg, it's everybody. It's the groups that come together. You have schools that help each other out. The schools that come together, especially when hurricane hit down the bayou and came up Louisiana. All the churches, all the schools, everybody comes together. They're at Corner Market collecting water and groceries at every single one. Force is great with that. And everybody comes together. You see that down there, but it's more spread apart. Mm-hmm. Here it's contagious. Everybody just comes together.
I agree with you there. It does feel like it's more supportive here
Absolutely.
than other places.
Absolutely.
And that's part of it's the size, but I think it's also the spirit. Now, insurance. I'm a grown man and I totally know what it is, but for people who are watching at home and maybe go, yeah, I know what insurance, I know the word, and it sounds like something an old
Horrible.
person does.
It's
Yeah.
a horror story.
Like, ugh.
Why would I have insurance?
Right, yeah.
One, you got a loan. You have to have insurance.
I want to be rock and roller. I don't need insurance.
I don't need
Right.
insurance.
Yeah.
You know what? It's crazy. You know, see some, you know, these, especially in our area with USM, our college kids, and that come in and, you know, they have computers, they have all these electronics, cell phones. You know, they rent all these houses. It's very cheap. You know, $20,000 in contents, maybe $150 a year. You know, you say that, but what's $10 a month? You have an apartment fire, you lose everything, clothes, shoes. $10,000 is a lot better than zero.
Yeah,
Bottom line.
for sure.
And it helps you out in the long run. Getting it young, you know, you do get married after you graduate. If you have prior insurance, it puts you to the top of the list of A+. You know, you have prior insurance. You go into a more preferred market for $100 a month. Instead of paying, you buy a house instead of $2,000, maybe $1,500. So it makes you look like more of an adult. And it's just stuff like that.
So like a college student who goes to Southern Miss or William Carey, lives in Hattiesburg, renting, could pay like $100-$150 a year.
A year.
And then if the house burns down, because if you don't,
Let's do it honest. Monthly, 6-pack of beer.
right?
Just be honest and say, hey, you know what? And that's about what it is, $9-10.
Yeah. So to be clear though, like if you don't have the insurance, house or apartment burns up.
Nothing. You're walking away with nothing.
Yeah.
Your $1,000 computer, your iPhone, all your clothes, purses, shoes, done.
Yeah. Well, and then also on top of it already being a very stressful situation.
Absolutely.
You know, that's the thing is when you have these type of life events kind of come up, it would at least be nice to have some kind of safety net.
Right.
So
Some
that's
backing. Correct.
And so that's kind of what insurance is a safety net.
Well, I mean, we're here for you when stuff happens this bad. Car wrecks, rear ends, you know. It happens every day here locally, Hardy Street, wherever. You see it all the time. Hey, there's a wreck on 59. You know, you don't have insurance. Or insurance agent to help you get the right coverages. There's an issue.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that's renter's insurance would be huge in Hattiesburg.
Huge.
And so many people seem, you know, we were talking earlier, seem to
renters
not even
everywhere.
know about it.
Apartments everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
So renter's insurance, what else would be another big time insurance that people would need in Hattiesburg that they aren't really taking advantage of maybe?
Well, we see a lot of people that are what we call with automobile insurance underinsured. They have the state minimum limits, you know, and for dollars they can increase that to the higher limits. And the way that reads is if I was vehicles that you see an uninsured motorist is the state minimum is $25,000. How many vehicles out there on the road are over $25,000? A lot of them.
Yeah.
You know, for a couple dollars more, you can go to 50,000, 100,000, and you know that'll pick that protection up for you.
Okay. And then we also we're real big into business owners, and we actually have a lot of friends who own restaurants.
Restaurants, absolutely with restaurants. We see a lot of companies that these guys come in and don't really know what they're doing, or explain the situation that way. You have general liability, which would cover if somebody gets hurt on your property. But you also have, especially in our town, you have happy hour. We have a lot of bars in our restaurants. We have drink specials. So what we have is called liquor liability. So if a bartender or whoever overserves an individual and they leave, that is no longer general liability. Well, a lot of these restaurants do not have that extra coverage of liquor liability.
Oh.
So that will fall back on that restaurant, and they're not covered properly because it wasn't written correctly. And so there's a lot of restaurants in this area that do not have that coverage that is very important.
Yeah. It sounds risky.
Well, it's scary.
Yeah.
Could you imagine going home saying, hey, we had 300 people come here tonight and 150 were drinking, and
Yeah. Every night.
I'm drinking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I feel you there. Yeah. No, I mean, that's not something I would have ever thought about.
Right.
You know?
And they don't. And that's the thing of being an insurance agent, of knowing what's going on, being in that business. But it's very important.
Okay, so Massive we were talking about this earlier. What's like the craziest claim you've ever had to deal with?
Craziest claim.
Yeah.
There was a house in South Mississippi that was it was an earth house. It was concreted, and there was dirt piled over the top and grass growing on top, and the wife left the clothes iron going, whatever. It caught a fire, and it turned to an oven.
Oh no.
Well, it was written as a house, and we're going. This house is underground. That was a crazy claim. I've had the craziest thing though is what you see that's being after you have a claim, especially like after a hurricane, the stuff that's being turned in. Of hey, this is what I've had. That would be more of you have people that say, hey, in my freezer, I had 500 pounds of shrimp, 200 pounds of ribeyes. You know, that's more of what we see a lot of. That's crazy.
Yeah. Wait.
It's,
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
like, but everybody has that. It's like the same list that came in. But the craziest thing that's ever happened, because we always ask, a big thing is dogs. You see a lot of people adopting dogs, which is fantastic. I love that. That may have some bulldog in them. A lot of insurance companies stray away from that. So we always have to ask, hey, do you have pit bulls, Akitas, police trained dogs, chow chows, stuff like that. There's a list of like 10.
Right.
Well, we always ask that question. Well, we also go look at the houses and inspect them before we write them. I'm walking around the side of a house thinking, hey, there's no dogs. I'm not worried about it. I walk around the side of the house to the back, and a huge white rooster comes out, runs me down, starts attacking me. I jump on back of my truck. I'm screaming for the guy, and he comes out and gets some feed, throws it out there. The rooster just goes away.
What?
Attack roosters.
Attack rooster.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. No.
I like fried chicken.
Yeah, I was about to say, go to Popeyes after that for sure. I mean, you always hear about people trying to scam the system, and they're like well, you get in a fender bender, my neck hurts.
Right.
But I feel like that's the minority of people.
Absolutely.
Most people aren't gonna do
it's
that.
not that way, and usually you'll know. They're the ones that usually calling every day, 15 times a day. They're angry. The regular person saying, hey, I know you're going to take care of it. And we try to just update and make callback. Don't stretch them out for 2 weeks, and be personal. Yeah.
What was like maybe the most pertinent example of you helping someone out? Like you mentioned giving somebody a check, but people who were hurting, and because they got coverage with you, you were able to like truly deliver, like in not just a figurative sense, but a literal sense.
A couple after Katrina, we were, and I'll go back to that, but I'll go after Katrina. We had no power for 2 months. I had to get an RV and live in my office for 2 months. We were writing checks. People were just bringing pieces of paper in, and we had nothing. I mean, there was no gas, there was no electricity, and then we go into the tornado that came through Hattiesburg and went through Petal. One of our own agents' house was demolished. We were there within an hour. There was trampolines and power poles. I mean, just going through there, and to watch everybody that was not devastated, that was not hit, they were walking across 10-foot lines and helping.
The tornado in Hattiesburg is definitely a great
horrible.
example.
Absolutely.
Well, a great example of something that just is objectively awful, but the community really did get together and helped out.
It was crazy the way it came through, and you'd have people on one side of the street with no damage, and everybody was out, and they weren't sitting in their house, they wasn't hiding.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, the tornado, the way it skips around too, is it's luck of the draw. CB to Go. It's a mobile banking app from Community Bank.
Whoa. I love apps. I love apps.
Yeah.
I love the shrimp cocktail, Boudin egg rolls. What do we got? Some nachos, pizza roll nachos.
That's not
Buffalo wings.
those are appetizers. This is an application for like your phone.
Oh, but you can check to make sure you can afford the apps.
For sure. Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
CB to Go, Community Bank's mobile banking app, allows you to deposit checks, send money to friends and family via Zelle, and complete any other day-to-day banking activities on the go. They also offer My Money, a personal finance management tool, text alerts so you can see your latest account activity, like if you buy those apps.
I love those apps.
Let Community Bank make banking convenient for you. Community Bank, a community you can count on.
Member FDIC.
Equal housing lender. There's no way you thought apps meant appetizer.
Come on, apps is appetizers.
They're gonna know
apps are the haps.
They're gonna know we staged that.
Whatever.
That's fine.
Let's go get some shrimp cocktail.
Actually, yeah. All right, so you talk about big personalities in the community. We had Jon Smith on.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
Love them.
He's our official sports correspondent.
Hey, you know what? When you get those odds, I'm gonna have to pick my Powerball tickets. It's great.
He called Southern Miss baseball and Southern Miss football. We're at 5 wins. Like I always, whenever we get a win, I'll get a text from him, and he'll just text me the number, a W.
I know.
That's 4.
It's nuts.
That's fine. Just wild.
I love listening to him. He coaches also. He coaches at Sacred Heart, and just him scream and get excited. He's such an exciting person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Infectious
Yes.
energy for sure.
Good stuff.
And so you're coaching 4th grade football at Sacred Heart. How's that going?
Well, they're 4th graders.
Yeah.
We're still learning our rights to our lefts. Right arm, left arm, how to stretch.
You call any audibles ever?
We tried to. You scream, they get nervous.
You working on schemes? You run from the gun?
Hey,
the pistol?
they rocking and rolling, man. We play some good Catholic schools, and they're good.
I love it. Well, people watching might know this. I taught at Sacred Heart for a long time, and Sacred Heart's a great place.
Love it. We're big supporters.
And so I feel like I see you out and about, hanging out. I see you, you're at Sacred Heart. You're with Alpha. You're very involved in the community. Do you think you found a place now that you're here in Hattiesburg where you kind of belong in several different places?
Absolutely. We love Hattiesburg. Going to families to eat dinner. During football games, you get group texts going, hey, we're cooking this, and where are we meeting? Football games, go to Sacred Heart, go to watch them play, keeping up with Oak Grove, PCS. I love it.
Yeah.
No dog in a fight, but just they're here, in USM. I'm a big LSU, but, I pull for USM. I love going to the games. When LSU came up to play, I was hoping that we'd go a little bit further, but I changed it out in black and gold, baby.
Man, I tell you what, yeah.
You had to.
I mean, at least, let us have baseball because
Right.
with
Y'all can have
football,
baseball.
man, yeah. Well, but with Brian Kelly, I mean, do you think he should just adopt a Southern accent permanently? Because he had that first interview.
What I like though is he's a good Catholic.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, baby. You can't go wrong with a good Catholic.
Yeah.
But I miss my Les Miles. But everybody's got their own pull. Coach O. I love you got to love a good Bayou guy.
Oh man.
Hey,
And
go Tigers.
Good Tigers. Yeah. Like
love
that. Yeah. And Coach O too, he's such a Frank Sinatra.
He's a
like
machine.
coon-ass Frank Sinatra.
He's a
Did it his
machine.
way.
He's a machine, and wherever he went, it was done. It was just great. Hey, he opened doors for me where he went, and he loved LSU football. He grew up down the bayou. He grew up around all them people, and he brought that energy, which I love. But we USM now.
Well, I love it because you're bringing that energy to Hattiesburg, and it's not just the business. I know we're talking about the business because but it's very much like who you are and your personality. And me personally, having family from Louisiana, I love Louisiana transplants in Hattiesburg. It's the best.
Hey,
it feels like home.
It's good cooking.
Yeah, for sure. It really is.
Thanksgiving's good around the house.
It really is. That's why I was upset about the ULL game being here. I was like, no, I want to go to Lafayette for the tailgate
Better rest
next year. But man, we really appreciate you sitting down with us and taking the time.
Man, thank y'all.
And you're awesome, man. #1 agent in the state. You got to go back to back now.
We getting there.
Yeah. The only thing you can do after you win is win again. So
Got bills to pay.
yeah. Heck yeah. Hey, Massive, can you play? Oh wait, first of all, what do you think of Massive's hot dog eating contest trophy?
This is amazing. So pro hot dog eating champ.
Yeah. How many did you eat, Jamie?
I ate 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
And beer, brother.
I mean, I could have pushed myself, but
That's all he had
if
to
you
do.
would ate 20, your wiener would have
I
been
had to
bigger.
beat Betsy and Jamie Arrington.
But at least it's golden.
Betsy and Jamie were creative participants, but yeah, he crushed it. But
Good stuff, brother.
yeah, man. Massive, can you play us out?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Hey, Sport Local.
You want to come in? Come here.
Come here, buddy. Come in.
Pass here.
Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere, y'all.
Don't be shy.
Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin'
man.
everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere. It's
Hey,
Go Tigers. He's
a deal, yeah. Buddha. Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Buddha. Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere.
Tim Weyenberg. It's
we're gonna have to. You gotta promote this on your YouTube channel.
Weyenberg.
You gotta make sure because you're in it. You need the cross promotion.
Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Rockin' everywhere, y'all. Buddha. Rockin' everywhere.